What's up, everybody? Enosh here for the Poindexter Lounge, and today we are talking Star Trek. Star Trek? Yes, Star Trek, ladies and gentlemen, because we like all of it, right?
Yep.
That's right. Welcome to the Poindexter Lounge. If this is your first time here at the lounge, know that this is a place for nerds. That's right. That's what the Poindexter Lounge is. It's a place where you can come up, belly up to the bar, or to the table, order a cream soda, and just enjoy yourself with other nerds and talk about nerdy things, all right? My name is Enosh, a.k.a. Enosh Fett, and with me today is...
Jeremy, a.k.a. Jer-L.
That's right, and usually Jer-L and I are talking comics, but we're not talking comics today. We're talking Star Trek. But hey, in the meantime, thanks for being here. While you're here, if this is your first time, will you hit that subscribe button so you can join this community of nerds, so you can know what we're doing? Come on in and make yourself feel at home. Our home is your home. You can even open the fridge. It's okay. And then, hey, also, if you've been here a while and you haven't subscribed, what are you holding out for? Come on, be a part of this. Come on, be a part of us, all right? And then, of course, as well, hit that notifications bell so that you know when we put out videos, and we do that on a regular basis pretty much every day. And then also, give us a like, just so that we know that you like the content, and leave a comment down in the comment section, or go over to Twitter at Enosh Music and keep the conversation going there, so we can talk about stuff and we can keep going, talking about the stuff that we love, like TV and movies and comics and all kinds of other fun stuff, all right? So, Jeremy, today we're talking about something pretty cool.
Yep.
This is probably one of the coolest things that have come across the old news desk in quite a while, and that is Patrick Stewart possibly returning as Captain Picard.
Yep.
To Star Trek.
This guy right here.
Oh,
Captain
man.
Jean Luc Picard.
Jean Luc. Now, I am a huge Next Generation fan. The movies aren't that good. The show was amazing.
The show was amazing. I agree. Most of the Next Gen movies were not good.
I loved First Contact. First Contact was good. I want to say, okay, I'm not going to lump them all together and say,
yeah, they were hit and misses.
Yeah, Generations I liked because it combined both of them.
Yeah.
I like that. Insurrection was, it felt like a really long filler episode of The Next Generation.
So did Nemesis.
Yeah.
The one that they did with Tom Hardy. That just...
Oh, I forgot that was Tom Hardy. That's how
that's how long ago that was.
That's how long ago that's been. So it's man, Next Generation though. What a great show. It brought us so many great episodes. Really furthered the whole concept of Star Trek.
Yep.
Right? And I think that's something that's really been missing as of late for Star Trek fans. I mean, Jeremy, you're a big Star Trek fan.
Yeah.
Right? So one of the things about Star Trek that Gene Roddenberry kind of always wanted to establish was this moving forward, talking about the future and what the future means, right? And things that we can do to better ourselves. And it seems like for about the last 15, 20 years,
they've stepped back.
Yeah, Star Trek has all been about what's in the past, you know? They kind of went the Star Wars route and started doing all these prequels. Now, look, Enterprise was good. I love me some Scott Bakula. Man, you ever want to... tell you what.
Yeah, I agree. Enterprise is great.
Last year, or a couple years ago, Tiffany and I binge-watched Quantum Leap again, and I love that show. I'd already watched it when I was a kid and everything else, but Tiffany hadn't seen it all, and I mean, we've been binge-watched the whole thing. So that is great in and of itself. And then, of course, we got the new Star Trek movies, which are different. I know there's a lot of purists out there who don't like them, but I like them for what they are. I didn't enjoy the last one, Beyond. It was...
You didn't like it?
No. There's something about that lady with the black and white face paint.
Oh, yeah.
It just looked so generic to me, and that seemed like a glorified episode of Star Trek. It didn't seem like a movie event type of thing. And I'll be honest with you, Into Darkness, there's a lot of stuff that I love about Into Darkness. I hate Cumberbatch in that movie.
He was not my first choice for Khan.
No, I mean, J.J. Abrams coming out and saying, you know, Khan is not in this movie, and then it's Khan.
Yeah.
You know, and that's not Khan. And I'm sorry, all the time travel in the world does not change the ethnicity of
Ricardo Montalban. Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
The Khan we would have grown up watching.
And what I don't understand about that movie, and we're going to get to the topic, but what I don't understand about that is they didn't have to cast an English guy as Khan.
They could have cast anybody.
Other Latin American actors, just because you can't bring Ricardo Montalban back, there's plenty of people who could have taken that role, and you at least keep the ethnicity right. I think it was that whole thing they got caught up in trying to keep it a secret and whatever. But for the most part, I like it. I like the look of the Enterprise. I like Chris Pine. I love Zachary Quinto as Spock.
Spot on Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah, so Spock, you got all that, and then now you got Discovery, which again goes back in time, and not everybody's watching Discovery because they're not paying for one more streaming service. We talked about it in another episode.
Yeah.
Streaming services. So, but now, some interesting news. All right, and I'm just going to go ahead and read a little bit of this article here, Jeremy, and you can chime in. From comicbook.com. Patrick Stewart may be closer to reprising his role as Captain Jean Luc Picard from Star Trek The Next Generation sooner than originally thought. See, rumors broke last week that Stewart is in early discussions to reprise his role as the lead of a new Star Trek series. I like how your eyebrow went up there. I don't know if they can see that. His eyebrow went up there.
People's eyebrow.
Yes. Those initial reports suggested that Stewart and CBS were still only having very early conversations and that the deal may not come together at all. However, a report from the Mirror, I don't know what the Mirror is.
I think it's a UK newspaper.
Okay. Suggests a deal that deal is actually much closer to being finalized than initially reported. Stewart and CBS reportedly already have a verbal agreement in place. Yes, both eyebrows go up to that. Implying that all there is left is to work out the details of the contract and to sign. That's no small thing. Contracts are complicated and they take time and deals fall apart in the negotiations, blah, 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 blah. But it implies that CBS is beyond having to convince Stewart to come back and that he is actually already willing to do so. The Mirror's source reportedly stated that Patrick is looking pretty good to get back on board the Enterprise. There are some aspects of the deal to be finalized, but there is a verbal agreement in place. And at the show, look at this, an announcement will be made in the next few weeks, they're saying, and the show should be out next year.
That interesting.
Next year. Okay, so the question still left to be remain that's unclear is it a reboot? Is it a revival of Star Trek: The Next Generation, or is it something that's completely different and new? The Mirror source specifically refers to Stewart returning to the Enterprise, which seems to back up the Next Generation reboot theory, but it's possible that this was more of an offhanded remark than a comment based on insider knowledge. So CBS has declined so far to comment and upon Stewart's possible return, but Stewart did recently hint that he may need to catch up on his Star Trek. So there you go. What do you think of that?
I am excited. Like Enosh said, I grew up watching the original series with my dad. I grew up watching The Next Generation. I watched Deep Space Nine. I've watched all of it, except for Discovery, because I'm not paying for the app for one show.
Yeah.
My personal favorite captain would be Picard. He was a lot stronger than Kirk was.
Oh, them's fighting words. I might have to give you the old neck chop there, buddy. All right.
I love the new movies. I love what they've done with the new timeline and whatever. I'd love to see an Enterprise return. I don't necessarily think it needs to be a reboot of The Next Generation. We could do something in the future. Like, he could be the captain of a newer Enterprise set, 20, 30 years in the future.
Yeah.
And give us all new technology. We don't need a rehash.
Yeah, well, I really hope that what I really hope doesn't happen is I really hope that this is not some deal to like put him on Discovery, right? Where it's like some time travel thing for a little while or whatever, because that's been so done to death in Star Trek that it's ridiculous. But other than that, like you mentioned, and we both mentioned the fact that Star Trek has been going back for so long. We need something to go forward in Star Trek, to see a future in Star Trek. Now, whether this is a reboot of sorts, kind of showing the future now in the Kelvin timeline, which is what they call the timeline now that was started by the new movies, from the USS Kelvin being destroyed in the first Star Trek movie with J.J. Abrams. Whether, if that's showing that
That I could handle.
that'd be interesting. Whether or not this is like a post Next Generation thing where maybe Picard is an admiral now, and we're seeing that. The thing is no matter what they do, Picard is going to look exactly the same.
He hasn't aged in 30 plus years.
No, I mean he looks exactly the same. It's weird, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see where this show goes. What is this show? What is it going to be? I mean, you have somebody like Picard. If it's a Next Generation thing, are they looking to bring other Next Generation stars on? And then here's the question. Brent Spiner. You and I both have met Brent Spiner. We met him together at Motor City Comic Con. Great guy.
Love him.
Getting old. Can't play Data very long. How does that work? Did he get an elder chip to make him look older? What is that? What does that even mean? What do you do with that? So I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. I just hope that it's not just some little, like I said, we're gonna throw him on Discovery for a couple episodes.
Yeah, if they're gonna do it, they need to bring it back in a big way. I mean, it's been 31 years since Next Generation originally aired.
Yeah. What a great show. What a great show. I remember watching it when I was a kid, man, and just so many good things about and probably one of the better series finales, I would say, of a show was Next Generation.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the way that it went out and Picard, joining the card game and saying, I should have done this a lot earlier. And I mean, I would love to see a new generation. We talked about this the last time we were together about shows that don't give us what we want, right? Why in the world did they give us like Insurrection about an alien race we knew nothing about, didn't care nothing about, and then another movie, with the Romulans and cloning and all that stuff, all that silliness.
Yeah, that's just
the reason why people liked First Contact, one word, Borg.
Yep.
We wanted a Borg movie, and we got a Borg movie, right?
We got a great Borg movie.
Yeah, and of course, it's Trek, and they put time travel in there too. So there you go. Yeah. It's all good. But why didn't we ever get a Q movie?
That would have been interesting.
Right? I mean, like, everybody would love... I think you get the Next Generation cast back together, and you put Q in there, and you start talking about, like, things like the beginning of the universe. And this is what I would love to see, because as these new Star Trek movies come to an end, which eventually they're going to... I know they got Quentin Tarantino directing one, and they got somebody else writing one, and everybody's doing one now. But eventually, they're going to bring it to an end. And they've talked about their end game is to resolve the Kelvin timeline, right? Kind of restore back what originally happened. Get Q involved, man.
Perfect. Perfect ending.
Get the Q. What were they called? What's the word?
They were like a godlike creature, but I don't remember what they.
The continuum.
Yeah.
The Q continuum. Get the Q continuum together to say, look, we have to fix this timeline because this is not right what happened, and end it that way, man, and combine all of it. Can you imagine? Oh, my mind is racing right now.
Yeah, the war to end all wars, like
Next Generation, big time mixed up.
Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager. The original Enterprise show.
It got really nerdy in this room really fast. Let me tell you, we're right now. We're like swimming in the nerd right now.
I mean, just get them all. Means. Yeah, have like a massive crossover with all the originals. Get everybody back. So you get like Michael Dorn playing Worf. You somehow get Brent Spiner back as Data. Jonathan Frakes as Riker.
Bring
and,
back everybody who's still alive from
Exactly.
from the originals, man.
Yeah, William Shatner.
Oh,
I
just
mean-
have a big, huge send-off movie
Yeah.
to fix it all.
Yeah, that would.
You
be
heard it here
wonderful.
first, folks. Right here on the Poindexter Lounge. We're gonna fix Star Trek. Darn it, we love Star Trek. So hey, and you know what? I went to a 15-hour movie marathon, and I got a certificate that said that I'm a hardcore fan. So you heard it here. I lost the certificate, but doesn't change the fact.
He's still a hardcore fan.
Right, that's right. Hey, Jeremy, thanks for joining me today.
No problem.
Hey, guys, for the Poindexter Lounge, we're just so glad that you're here, that you're joining us. Like I said, hit subscribe. Why don't you? Become a part of what we're doing. Leave a comment down in the comment section so that we can talk about this fun stuff that just makes your mind and heart race, right? So until next time, I'm Enosh, a.k.a. Enosh Fett, and with me today is...
Jeremy, a.k.a. Jer L.
Until next time, we're going to boldly go where nobody thought this thing could go.
Live long and prosper.
Bye-bye.